Namaskar. First off, apologies for the slight delay in start. I was in Baghdad, he was in Delhi. Finally, we met in Agra. So we're going to talk about a lot of new evolving things. And first off, please like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And now let's welcome Sumit Pirji. Sumit ji, Ram Ram, Namaskar. How are you?
Shri sir, Namaskar, Pranam, Sadhuwad, Ram Ram. I'm all fine. Thank you very much. I have to apologize for the delay because today I logged into the wrong link. I was on the Hindi link thinking that this is the link. I had to log into the English link. So it's my mistake. And I was wondering how come the show is not starting and hoping the world has moved on. I'm still out. Okay, I'm still waiting under the mango tree. That is what happened today. Sorry. My apologies to all.
That's what I meant, saying that one was in Baghdad, the other one was in Delhi, and now we have met in Agra. You understand what I'm saying, right? All right. So Iran is now going to be heading the Human Rights Commission of Human Rights Council, I should say, of the United Nations. थोड़ा अजीब नहीं लगता है when they don't have any human rights for their own citizens?
So first of all, in the name of Bhagwan Sri Ganesha, let's do the Sri Ganesha of this vlog. What world is witnessing is the circus of absurd. You have women being killed. You have women being beaten to death. You have women being tortured. You have women being taken as commodity. You have women being told that women have no rights. Women have no rights. Women are commodity. Women cannot come out without a headscarf. And if they come out, we will just beat her to death. And very recently, there was one more incident in Iran. I think a 16-year-old girl, very recently. She's in coma now. She has not passed away yet. So she was again beaten by the moral police for not wearing the headscarf properly. This is the second case. And brutalities against women, when you talk of eliminating of Jews, when you talk of raping their women, when you talk of enslaving them, treating them as sex slaves, this is what the Islamic Republic of Iran and Khomeini has views on. Now, the tyranny of our times is that UNHRC, he is heading the UNHRC. Now, you can imagine how powerful the cabal is. How do they do their timings? Now, the person who does not even consider women as equals is heading the UNHRC. Now, you can imagine what is happening in this world. That is why we say the UN is becoming useless and pointless. And even the Prime Minister Modi said 2 years back that our patience with UN is running out. And let me remind you, sir. What did the Donald Trump say about UNHRC? He said it is cesspool of bias. It's not me saying it is Donald Trump saying it is cesspool of bias. And now in such a crucial juncture where so many geopolitical developments are happening, what do you give? You give Iran the UNHRC chairmanship. They are going to head this. I mean, you can imagine what can happen. And to best of my knowledge, that most of the Islamic countries, almost 99% of them have not. This is the girl who was beaten. What our editor Sachin ji is showing. This is the girl. Now, if you look at them, most of the Islamic countries have not signed to UNHRC or UN conventions. They have signed to some Sharia convention in Egypt, as they believe that the human rights cannot be given by man to man. These are given by Allah to the man. So who is a person to give a human rights to another person? That is the basic teaching of the Islam. Now, if that is the basic teaching of the Islam, what is Iran doing there? How and what is Iran going to do? So are you telling me that the Islamic Republic of Iran is going against the basic principles and teachings of the Holy Quran? That is what it is. If Iran is going to accept this, then Iran is deciding the human rights of a man. But as per Islam, they are determined by the Almighty Allah Himself. So isn't that direct interference with Islam? On the one hand, you say, Muslims in India are targeted. Muslims in India are doing. Modi is a Hindu fascist dictator. I mean, it's on tweets. There have been tweets from Khomeini on this respect around 2 years back. Now, you are saying that the Jews need to be annihilated. Israel does not cease to exist. Israel has to be wiped out. These are again tweets of Khomeini, right? And on the contrary, this 16-year-old girl is almost, fighting her life and death. She's number 2. There was already one girl who was already unfortunately passed away for not wearing the headscarf properly, and this is what is happening here. So, matlab kya ho raha hai? What is the world seeing? If this is not the circus of the absurd, if this is not the Alif Lala of the oxymorons, what else are we seeing? And at such a crucial juncture, You are giving them this leadership. Hi, karlo, karlo, karlo. Come and you run the world. And what is going to happen next? You are going to see, one thing very smartly. There will be no talk of Hamas. There will be talk of Palestine. There will be talk of Gaza. There will be talk of Israeli genocide. There will not be talk of anything. Let me remind you, sir. Today there is a video out, and a lot of people have tweeted it. The Hamas leader is quoted saying, "I will attack again. I will attack 10,000 times till the Israel is not annihilated, till the Israel is not wiped out, will not stop attacking. We are a country of martyrs, quote unquote. We are a country of martyrs. So we will attack Israel till eternity, till the time Israel is not wiped out." That is Hamas leader today. There's a video out there. Now, second thing what they're saying, okay, we don't want to kill civilians, but the life is complicated, When we attack an area, there are civilians. How do we differentiate between a civilian and military target? So you're telling me when you enter somebody's home and you behead a baby, you are confused, right? Is it a civilian target or is it a military target? Now, this toddler who is in the womb of a mother, when you cut the womb and cut the umbilical cord, you are confused. Is it a civilian or a military target? And when you burn a baby, you are again confused. Is it a civilian or a military target? This is utter hypocrisy. Now, the world is seeing this utter hypocrisy, sir. The UN, what the Israeli representative said last time, we played that video. Our viewers know about that video. We're not repeating that. Sir, UN is really pointless and useless. Cannot prevent any war. And UN has become a platform where political scores and political rivalries are now settled. For example, we have the Russian representative to the UN he's saying that Israel has no right of self-defense because it's an occupied land. Israel is the occupier.
For this, Sumit, 1 minute. We'll bring up the video for this. Can you have the picture for that? Picture or video? I'm not
that is very sure. Important to show
this. Just give me, sir. 1 second. There you go. Here is the person who's telling in United Nations that Israel. Go ahead, sir. Just wanted to show the picture.
He is the representative of Russian Federation to United Nations. He's saying Israel has no right to self-defense because Israel is a occupier. Now, if you go into the history, sir, Israel never occupied the land. The reality is, Rothschild and others, they put 50% of the money to start the Israel. Now, Israel has given money, paisa diya, sir. They have given money and they have purchased the land. Where is Palestine? Going to the Naksha, going to the map of the world 100 years back. You sold the land, for the sake of God. It's very clear. You sold the land to the Jews. So if you're selling your land to me, how do I become the occupier, man? I have given you money. I have the title of the land. I mean, you wanted to make a point, Sirji.
Sirji, I need to tell something. My recollection is on November 29th, 1947, United Nations voted for creating the country of Israel. It is my recollection that Russia also, that is at that time I think they were still Russia or USSR, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
1947, they also voted with it, and many other countries that were still UN members, they also voted with it. That is my recollection. For this man now to say that it has no right to exist is just, चलो हम भी थोड़ा इसमें एक ये डालते हैं, स्पैनर डालते हैं.
कुछ भी बोल दो मतलब soup of the day. United Nations has become soup of the day. आज क्या है? आज mushroom coriander. Today mushroom cappuccino. Today lemon coriander. It's like you go to a Starbucks and you're cappuccino latte, whatever you want to order. Hey boy, can you help me? Hey my friend, can you help me with a cappuccino? So where is the sanity? Where is the seriousness? Kahan hai, sir? Where is that United Nations what it used to be? If you can do this, you have Iran happening, you have this happening. And let me tell you the point number 3. Today, ex-Hamas, jo head tha, Khalid Marshall, you know what is his statement? He is saying that Russia and China will come together with Hamas, and will help us challenge the monopoly of United States of America. This is what Khalid Mashal has said today. Here Russians are saying Israel is the occupier, and he's saying because they will come together and will challenge the monopoly of the United States of America. So where is the occupier? Where is the occupying force? Where is the Palestine? Where is the Gaza? Nobody is talking about Hamas. Today I lost my mind, sir, When I heard this Hamas terrorists talking about Russia and China will come together and will dismantle the monopoly of United States of America, I thought this conflict was about a place called Gaza Strip. Where is the Gaza Strip? Where is the Palestine? And where does the occupier come when in United Nations you decided to set a country and you got the money for the land? Paisa liya bhai, you have sold the land. Where does this concept of occupier come in? And as per this Hamas leader, he says occupiers have no rights. We can do anything with them. We can kill their women, we can rape their women, we can kill their children, and we'll keep on doing them till the time we don't get our land free. This is the tyranny of the modern times. I mean, this is the tyranny of the modern times. What are we seeing here? And is United Nations the platform or the podium to settle this? Will a Khalid Mashal dictate to the world how they are going to eliminate US monopoly with China and Russia? And who's Khalid Mashal? He's a dreaded terrorist. He's a dreaded terrorist. And let me expose Hamas on one other front, sir. Very important point. We all know Hamas created those hundreds of kilometers of tunnels, 60 meters deep. They put all the money, all the steel, all the loha, what the world gave them. They made rockets, they made tunnels. And as per even the Palestinians, there are videos out, sir. They say there is a Gaza here and there's a Gaza below. What did Hamas do? A Gaza upar, a Gaza niche. One Gaza what you see, one Gaza what you do not see. Good. Okay. I'm living with it. I will take it with a pinch of salt and pepper and live with it. But what is the next step? आपको पता next step क्या? The same man says, now for last 17 years they have built these tunnels, they have done whatever they have done. They have done smuggling, they have done whatever they have done. But these people have, what do these people have? They have headquarters under a hospital. They launch missiles from a mosque. They launch missiles from a school. They launch missiles from a very populated, community. But these people build tunnels, they build everything, rockets. They even have a torpedo now. Hamas even has a torpedo, sir. They have designed some torpedo. But Sri sir, when Israel will retaliate, the rockets will fall on Gaza because that is where the rockets are coming from. So if you fire a rocket from a school, the retaliation will come on a school. It's natural. Rockets follow, geometry. Now the retaliation will follow geometry. Now the person says these Hamas terrorists never build a bunker. There is no bunker in whole of Palestine, whole of Gaza Strip. When the retaliation will come, the poor Muslims, unfortunately, of the Gaza are bound to die. Because what do they want? They want more and more civilians to die. More and more civilians will die. What will they do? They'll say, Hi Allah mar diya. Allah mar diya. Then then the pictures will be exposed. Those videos will be sent. The whole world will be mobilized and they say, now it is the time for Ittifada. Ittifada or the religious conquest. Religious conquest for the ultimate. Now I want to take you to one more piece of evidence which has come into light today. There's one video which is out, which talks about, this Hamas leader talks about, look, we are not going to be ending with Israel. Europe and America are our next targets. Europe and America are our next targets. He's clearly declaring what my position is. And what I was zapped, sir, ek shikan nahi hai. There's not 1 millimeter of remorse on their face when they're talking about killing and slaughtering civilians. Koi farak nahi hai. There's no remorse. Yes, sir, you wanted to make a point.
Sumit, we have 3 or 4 videos lined up. I'm going to play what I think is the right one. If it is not, sure, please correct us, okay? I'm going to play that. Don't do anything. I'm going to play that. So this is one.
This video talks about, you're seeing across the Middle East, they're burning the American flags. They are saying the dangerous part of it is, they are saying that dear death to America, debt to Israel. Now, it is after the Hamas leaders video, we have seen these things erupt in all of Middle East. Look, American flags are burned. There are millions of people out who are saying debt to Israel, debt to Christianity, debt to America. And what is the dangerous turn of events, sir? Now, today, we know American bases in Syria are attacked. We know American bases in Iraq are attacked. You know what is the most dangerous turn of events? Now, today, Iran is giving a dhamki. Iran is giving a dhamki, is making a statement. Look, Mr. America, if you attack anybody in Iraq, the force or the army which you have trained to fight for Iraq and to defend Iraq will join the resistance and will fight against you, will do the jihad against you. So the army of the people which Americans trained in Iraq to protect Iraq and for them to fight their enemies, Iran, sir, suniega, Iran is telling now, Mr. America, if you attack anybody in Iraq, that will be treated as a war on Iraq, and especially when these people, now what your so-called trained army will join the resistance, that is the jihadis, and they will fight America. This is Iran telling to United States of America, can you beat it? Now, where is the Middle East foreign? Where is all the money you're put in training these people? Where is the money you're put in arming those people? Story doesn't end here. Help me take it to another dimension of the story. Yeah, you wanted to make a point, Ji.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, we have a couple more videos, Sumitji. I'm just going to play them back to back. That way, with your permission, whenever you're ready, I'll play them. But I just wanted to tell our viewers, Iran does not have a contiguous border with Israel. Period. They cannot do it. The best they can do is use their stooges like Hezbollah or somebody from Iraq that will go in, or somebody else from Iran that will go in. So this is just rhetoric. Baatein hain bas. Baatein hain, baaton ka kya? Kasme, waade, pyar, wafa sab baatein hain. Baaton ka kya? That is exactly what it is. These people are just saber rattling. They have nothing else to do. And once the control over all these rockets by Israel, like for example, Iron Dome, Iron Beam, Iron Dome 2.0, something else to take care of in case Iron Dome is being recharged with batteries. Once that is done, inka kahani khatam. They'll just
karna padega. Inki kahani khatam karni padegi, sir.
Yes.
Let's play the video so that we can put it in perspective. Let's play.
Yes.
Let's play all of them then. No.
Yeah.
Let's play all of them, sir. Then we'll address all of them.
Yeah.
Of accounts that we've heard of rapes, murders, people incinerated, decapitation. What explains this hyper-escalation of violence?
This is what happens to us when we are separate from the divine, when we are separate from Brahman, when we are separate from the source, and we identify ourselves with some ideologies and some beliefs, all human delusion. And yes, by the name of freedom in the West, and everywhere, that we allowed dark entities to take over.
ولدينه لتكونوا قاطرة الأمة لمرحلة الاستخلاف والأمن والتمكين، بل والفتوحات الدعوية والعسكرية التي ستفتح عواصم العالم بأسره، وعما قريب إن شاء الله ستفتح روما كما فتحت القسطنطينية ببشارة نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وإذا كانت اليوم هي عاصمة الكاثوليك أو الصليبية التي أعلنت عداءها للإسلام وقامت بزرع إخوان القردة والخنازير في فلسطين ليمنعوا نهضة الإسلام من جديد ستكون عاصمتهم نقطة متقدمة للفتوحات الإسلامية التي تنساح في أوروبا كلها، ثم تلتفت إلى الأمريكتين بل إلى أوروبا الشرقية، وظني أن أبناءنا أو أحفادنا سيكونون هم الذين يرثون جهادنا وتضحياتنا ليكون قادة الفتح منهم إن شاء الله. ونحن اليوم نزرع هذه البشريات في نفوسهم ونؤسسهم من خلال المساجد والمصاحف ومن خلال سيرة نبينا عليه الصلاة والسلام وسيرة الصحابة الأولين والقادة العظام لهذه المهمة، مهمة إنقاذ البشرية من.
Sir, yeah, you know what? We'll start from this video. And this is that Hamas leader which I was referring to. He's clearly saying, look, my idea is to conquer Rome to begin with. Now it is, sorry, it's not, it is no longer Gaza, it is no longer Palestine. I will start with conquering the Rome. That is our agenda. Then we'll conquer the whole of the Europe. Then we will conquer America, and we will even conquer the Eastern Europe. That is the Russia and the, like those Russia, and so there's those countries around Russia. We want to conquer everything because we want to Islamize the world. That is what the Holy Prophet has advised us to do. We are going to raise the jihad and liberate the humanity, because humanity can be only liberated when they are converted to Islam. So our grandchildren will rule the world, and because of our sacrifices and jihad, the holy war which we are doing, we will become the heroes and we will become the martyrs, or we will become the poster boys. So it is very clear. It is not aspersions I'm casting. We have shown you on P Gurus from the horse's mouth. Rome, Europe, Americas, whole of the world. And what is our neighbor talking of? 𝙒𝙖𝙩𝙬𝙤 Hind. What does 𝙒𝙬𝙬 Hind mean? Islamize India. India has to become an Islamic republic. So Islam has to be the only country, and the mosques have to be, every place of worship has to be replaced with mosque. That is what the Holy Prophet has told us to do. So we are just following his commandments. That is what it is happening. Now let me take you back to the first video which we showed you. Now you're seeing, when these kind of videos come in, you're seeing what kind of viral protests are happening across the whole of the Europe and in the Middle East. Burn American flags, death to America, death to this, death to that. And these all people are saying we'll join resistance. I'll tell you one more example. 2 days back, Erdogan said, look, Hamas is not terrorists. They are a resistance. So the new name for terrorism is resistance. Naya naam karan. So they are not terrorists. Terrorists is now it is resistance. So Hamas is resistance. Hezbollah is resistance. Islamic Jihad is resistance. They are not terrorists. And unfortunately, United Nations still does not have a definition of a terrorist. So they are resistance. That's point number one. Erdogan called for a pro Hamas rally in Istanbul, and the roads of Istanbul were so filled he had to reach the venue in a helicopter from his palace because there was no road. There were millions and millions of people who were marched to the streets of Istanbul. And what did he see yesterday? He says our brothers in Gaza are being slaughtered, and now Turkey, which is a NATO ally, can send millions of people for shahadat or for martyrdom to liberate Palestine. Now this is who? Tayyip Erdogan, who is a part of NATO. He is mobilizing the biggest asset. And he is saying that Israel and America are axis of evil. And it's because of them, they are going against the ethos of Islam. They will lose this war. So you have shown you Tayyip Erdogan, we have shown this mass mobilization happening across the whole of Europe with the American flags are burned. And it doesn't end here. You must have seen one video where a couple of Jews get beaten. Now you are wondering who is beating those Jews and where does this happen? Now, Israel's way of handling things is a bit different. There were a couple of liberal Jews, liberadus, what we call them. They 8-10 of them create, and they try to protest against what the IDF is doing, and they're saying no, IDF should not be doing that. How IDF handled them, you have seen. They got a good and they were sent back to their home. This is what should be done to so-called liberals or urban exiles who try to hijack the agendas across the world. Israel has given us one more model how to handle these liberals and urban exiles if they try to hijack your agenda. This is how Israel handles them. So you're seen from the Hamas leader, you're seen the rallies which are happening, you're seen how the Jews are being, how these Jews are being kind of handled. And what Donald Trump is saying? Donald Trump is saying that if I'm voted to power, I'm not going to protect all of the countries in NATO who are under the NATO invasion if Russia or China attacks you. So there is also one division within the NATO wherein Donald Trump is saying, I'm not going to protect you. Because if you cannot side with the truth, if you cannot side with the world is going, I'm not going to protect you. So divisions within the NATO are also seen. We are seeing, unfortunately, Russians moving away from the core beliefs. And China is happily playing the core game. And one more disturbing piece of news, which I have come to know, Kim Jong-un. Kim is asking his military, what can we do? Hear me out carefully. Kim is asking his military, what can we do to help people of Palestine militarily? Now, I wonder, for the sake of God, what has Kim got to do in Palestine and what Kim has got to do with Hamas? Now, what is Kim? Kim is a bargaining chip which China is trying to flash. Guys, be where you are, otherwise I will unleash him. So Kim is now exploring, things to help Gaza, Palestine. And who is running Gaza and Palestine? Hamas. And who is Hamas? Hamas are terrorists. So that is one more development here. And today we have also come to know that more than 1 million artillery shells were given by Kim to Russia to fight Americans in the Ukraine. So if you look at the complex scenarios which are developing across the world, if you look at the undercurrents which are developing in the Middle East, they are mind-boggling. And when I look at a couple of things more, I have one more revelation to talk to you. I might have to just put on my charger. I have one more revelation to talk to you. See, now you have seen this video of Times Now. Now, why we are putting this Times Now video? In our Hindi wala program, I'm going to show you one more interesting video like this. That is of Yogi Adityanath. But what is this? Now, the person whom the anchor is, this Padmaja is kind of asking questions. He is the son of a leader of Hamas. He is the son of the leader of the founder of Hamas. When he is being asked about what are doing, why this bloodshed, why you are kind of taking this revenge, what is he saying? He's saying we have moved away from the faith. We are made away from the faith. We have let the dark spirits or the beliefs take us over, and we don't have a Brahman. Now we don't have a Brahman. This is the son of founder of Hamas. He says we don't have a Brahman. We don't. That is why, friends, I've been talking to you, why Brahmins are always attacked. Why kuch bhi ho, Brahman is always the nishana. Why do you start with the Brahman? Why this anti-Brahmanism is there? Because one of my fans asked me this question one-to-one. Sir, why are they always attacking the Brahmins? I told her, beta, because Brahman is the core of the reactor. If you have to get the reactor down, get rid of the core, the reaction will become Loha. So Brahman is the core of the Sabhyata. This is not what I am saying. I wanted to play this video. This is what the founder's son of Hamas is saying. This is the relevance of Sanatan Dharma. This is the relevance of the pillar of Sanatan Dharma, Brahman. And that is why why Brahmins are being targeted. Now, people who have only killed people, who are only believing in death and destruction, they are talking today on Indian national TV. I've done a lot of shows with Padmaja. They're talking on Indian national TV. What is the relevance of Brahman? What more do you need? What more do you need about how great our Sabhyata and our Dharma is? She said he wanted to make a point. Ji.
Yes, I just wanted to thank Padmaja Joshi and Times Now for allowing us to use this small clip because it is a part of a broader message.
Correct.
Not everybody in Hamas is evil. There are people who understand what is going on. So we just wanted to say thank you, Padmaja Joshi and Times Now team, for allowing us to play this part of the clip. Sumitji, small request. We are running a bit late today. And if we have to still talk one more topic, so if you could summarize this, and then we can go to that topic.
Quickly. Now with all these things happening on, I have just 5-7 minutes to wrap up. The most important topic I want to talk about is, what has happened. Now, it happened in 2019. It is happening now. Patriot missile batteries are being sent by United States of America to protect, To protect Mecca and Medina. From whom? No, not Hindus, not Jews, not Christians. They are fearing that these Houthi rebels might attack the city. Houthis might attack the city. Do you believe it? Everybody is talking of jihad. Everybody is talking of eliminating this, that. But the reality is, yesterday, 4 Saudi Arabia soldiers were killed. They are fearing an imminent attack from Houthis. Let me remind you, where did Houthis get all this firepower? Let's not forget, People's Republic of Iran. Iran gave Houthis all this firepower. And I told you there were 3 missiles which even the Americans could not intercept because they did not anticipate Houthis will have that. After that, everything in the Middle East changed. I told you last vlog that there were 3 missiles which I brought to your notice which could not be intercepted.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it.
Yeah. So now Americans have deployed Patriot missile batteries. It was done in 2019. Now it is done. Now new batteries have been put in to protect Mecca and Medina, the holy cities of Mecca and Medina, from Houthis, who are incidentally again Muslims. You see how this dichotomy of power struggle is happening. You see how undercurrents are really getting out of control in Middle East. I told you it's a whirlpool of undercurrents. Their undercurrents never stop. And who is managing these batteries? These batteries are managed and run by Americans. Now, who are Americans? In all probability, 99% of them are Christians. This is again a change from the old stance. In Medina and Mecca, no non-Muslim can enter. But today, the people who are protecting Medina and Mecca are Christians and are Americans and is American equipment. American Christians with American equipment are protecting Medina and Mecca from Houthis, from the Yemen, who are next to us. Now, you can see how complex Middle East is, and if Chinese people think they understand Middle East, they must be living in a fool's paradise, because you must be all wondering, what are missiles doing in Mecca? Missiles are deployed by America to protect Mecca. Sir, I am fearing these Iranis or somebody might have some sinister designs in mind. They might have used some, militia, somebody, and if, when the batteries are being already deployed to target Mecca, then they could have easily said, this was done by Yehudis, this was done by Jews, this was done by Christians, this was done with the help of India. Any story could be spin around it. And if, God forbid, in such an attack would have happened, how the Islamic world would have reacted. Now, my question is, who is playing whom? You see, these terrorists are playing everybody. These terrorists want to rule and dominate. Let's not forget, the GDP of Gaza is $4 billion. And Ismail Haniyeh is worth $4 billion. Known. Unknown, patani. Unknown, he might be worth much more. Now, which industry does Ismail Haniyeh run? He runs the industry of death, destruction, terror, and, killing women, children, and innocents, and selling their photos and pictures and getting sympathies and money on it. He is the biggest trader of dead bodies. He only wants people dead. वो कहते हैं ना, literally if I say in Hindi, मौत का सौदागर. He is the मौत का सौदागर. These people are मौत का सौदागars. Today, see the times. Americans have to protect Mecca and Medina from Houthis of Yemen. Could you imagine this? Christians are protecting the holiest cities of the Islamic world. Now, Christians have been allowed there because they need to run those and operate those batteries. These things do not hit the mainstream media, sir, but we bring them out. And it is my habit, best for the last, so that people are here after the last. Now, this is what has happened. Now, why Americans have been sending this arsenal right, left, and center to the Middle East. But I appeal to all our brothers and sisters from Middle East, see the bigger game. I appeal to all our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world, see the bigger game. I appeal to all my Muslim brothers and sisters in India, see the big game. See what is happening. See what Iran is capable of doing. Who gave Houthis this firepower? Answer me one question. Who gave Houthis these surface-to-air missiles? And let me tell you, the Houthi general has declared. Sir, I'm just checking how much time we have. The Houthi general, I have 1 minute. I'll conclude in 1 minute. The Houthi general has declared we are going to fight a war with Israel and America. So, does the war include the bigger war plans? Do your dirty war plans also include the holy cities of Mecca and Medina? Will somebody go and ask them this question? Why are missile shields need to be deployed there? This is the biggest question. Whom are you trying to fight? Who gave you the firepower? Who is giving you the directions to fight? Why are you putting barrage of missiles against Americans and Israelis? You want them to retaliate, and in retaliation something will go wrong, then you will blame. Dekho ji kya kar diya? You see what Christians and Jews and possibly Hindus and all have done it. This is what we have, and I want to show one picture in the last, sir. Sachin ji, please go to my Twitter handle. There is one Indian Israeli who was martyred in Gaza last time. He's an Indian Jew. He went to Israel. He went to Israel to fight for Israel because, when it comes to Israel, Israel is by default the country for any to every Jew in the world. I appeal again with folded hands, with all the conviction at my command. This is Indian origin Jew. He's my Indian brother. He was martyred fighting terrorists of Hamas in Gaza for Israel. And he's a Jew. And I'm proud of him. I salute you, brother. You rest in peace. Om Shanti. I want to request anybody who matters, sir. If Israel is the default home for all the Jews in the world, why Hindustan? Why Bharat cannot be the default home for all the Hindus in the world? Time has come. Time has come. We must declare it. I request the Honorable Prime Minister that, why, sir, with due respects and Charan Sparsh, kindly declare Hindustan, Bharat, India as the default home for all and any Hindu in the world. When they come to our doors, they should get khana, pina, passport, and the right to live and survive. This Jew has proved what an Indian Jew or what Jews mean to Israel and what Israel means to them. I want to see this happen at the world stage. What a Hindu means to India and what India, what Bharat means to Hindus. Let's do that. On that note, we are running out of time. I'd like to give Viram to my Mani. Over to you, Sri.
Thank you so much, Sumit and viewers. I can't emphasize this enough. In 2005, Israel completely exited Gaza. There were elections. Fatah came to power. By 2007, Hamas had stepped in and eliminated the entire leadership of Fatah in Gaza. Since 2007, that is for the last 16 years, it is Hamas who is ruling over Gaza. Those of you who say this is an open-air prison, ask yourself, for 16 years, these people have been in power.
17.
17. No, well, it is debatable. 2006, 2007. You're right. So around that time they got control. See, the point is that whenever aid came, whether it was cement or steel or any other thing, where was it deployed? It was not deployed to better the lives of common people. It was deployed to make all these tunnels. And the reason why everybody is jumping up and down, saying that this is not possible, is because the one thing they have today is this tunnel network, which they feel confident. I mean, if you're going to build a tunnel 60 meters deep, that is 10 floors, guys. Imagine going 10 floors down inside the ground. They think that no bunker buster bomb will be able to get that. But see, so this is where things stand. This has been a horrific mismanagement of the resources. Nobody seems to want to talk about that. It was an open prison made by who? Then why are you now turning up and saying free Palestine and that all Jews have to go and jump into Mediterranean? How is that possible even? They won it by right. The world created Israel. The world voted for Israel. Everybody has a right to live, for God's sake. Let's take 3 or 4 questions, sir, and then we'll wind it up. Pawan Kishore wants to know, Namaskaram, is there any link between Mr. Rahul Gandhi's foreign trips and significant incidents that follow, like the recent Apple security message incident after his visit to Uzbekistan?
Well, sir, Namaskar. It's very difficult to comment at this point of time, but everything cannot be ruled out. I mean, why did he go to Uzbekistan? There is no clarification everywhere. Whom are he meeting? What is his agenda? We really don't know. So, and let me tell you, these Apple security notifications are given in 150 countries, and even Mr. Piyush Goyal got a similar notification. It's a usual protocol. If India or the Indian government is trying to hack into the phones, why does Apple need to give it to the 150 countries? I think Indian government is only voted by the people in India. Still, we are not running elections in 150 countries to vote Prime Minister Modi to power. So that should rest. That should put the case to rest.
Next one, please. Yeah, there is definitely a Soros hand. We have talked about this at length yesterday with Abhijit, that aired yesterday. So to go back and watch that, we will try and put that link also in the comment section right at the top. Watch Abhijit's show with the link, so you can click on that to know more about the Soros link in this iPhone hack. Next question, please. Karthik Vishwanathan wants to know, sir, why our industrialists don't show the same spine as to what Jew businessmen show? Point and reference here is an invitation to Mehdi Hassan by a group that projects itself as a symbol of righteousness.
You see, if you expect Mr. Ratan Tata to control the panelist of an event, well, that is not possible. You know, Tata Group is around $300 billion, if my memory serves me right. It's more than the GDP of Pakistan. Now, for Mr. Ratan Tata, who is just holding 2% of the stake in Tata Group. Tata Group has given 70% of the money in philanthropy till eternity, till last 50, 70, 80, 100 years. So now to cast aspersions on them, that is not right. Events are organized. Maybe the event manager there, maybe the person in charge there. Who should be questioned for this is who was organizing that event. Who organized that event? Who approved the list? That should be compromised, not Sri Ratan Tata ji. It won't be fair. It won't be right. I know the man. I have read numerous things about him, and you can't cast such aspersions around him. He will not even do it on his dead body. I can assure you that. You know, with the ink from as my blood, with the ink and a pen, the ink of that pen will be my blood. I can assure you, Mr. Ratan Tata will never do that.
Next question, please. Teja Mysore wants to know, a couple of years ago, RSA was the kattarpanth Islamic country. I think it's Saudi Arabia. And Iran was the liberal one. What are the geopolitical, ideological reasons for this swap?
You see, Iran's economy was going down. Iran tried to be liberal. Obama gave them the lease of life. Hussein Mia gave them the lease of life. And after that, they got what they had to do. You see, as long as Khomeini is there, Iran will never ever change. Khomeini controls the things, and if they leave religious extremism, there is how do they stay in the power? That is the only way. That is their only lever. And if you look on the contrary, Saudis are trying to refine. They are trying to evolve. They are trying to go to a level wherein the Saudis will be relevant after the oil is no longer required, or the quantum of oil required is no longer there. And let me remind you, if the price of the barrel goes below $45, it's no longer viable. The business is no longer viable. So they are trying to foresee that situation. And let me tell you, Saudi Arabia, the people are not very literate. It's not a very potent, demographically strong country. Nobody pays taxes. The families are large. There are a lot of problems which they face. We can do a video sometime of Saudi Arabia and highlight you what are their problems. So it's a do or die for them. But Iranis, now, when they got a bit of money, they want to ensure that they are in a race of death. Kindly excuse me for being direct. So here Saudis are trying to save themselves, trying to save their generations. And Irani, the leader, who's a 95-year-old man who has not a lot of time left, he's making sure the country puts on the path of a fast-track death. That's the reality.
Thank you, Dipendas. Islamic sculptures talk about complete fall of both Constantinople and Rome. Istanbul has already fallen and Rome should be next. According to some scholars in modern context, Rome is Washington, D.C. What are your thoughts? I don't know. This is the first time I'm reading this.
No, I'm honestly, sir, I'm not aware of is Rome, Washington, D.C. You see, the concept of Rome is not. Rome was where the Crusaders and where the Crusades started from. So Rome has a historical relevance. You have to go through the era of Saladin. So Rome has a historical relevance. So falling of Rome means falling of Christianity. And who is very next to the Rome? Kaun hai saab? Vatican, Vatican. So when you talk of Rome, you include Vatican. So when Vatican falls, Rome falls, it is assumed, presumed and believed by jihadis that Christianity has fallen. Then this will cover Europe. Then we'll cover Eastern Europe. Then we'll go to Americas. We'll even go to the Eastern Europe and full of Americas. Americas means the American subcontinent. So they are talking of literally everybody. And we have the neighbor who is here trying to do ghazwa for the last 1300 years. So, so we are talking of Christians. We are talking of Jews. and we are talking of Hindus. So all the three are on the target. The chronology of the preference might change from time to time, but all the three are on the target. It has to be 100% Muslim world. That is why that Hamas leader's video Sri sir played in the last, if you have to go through that again once you see this video, you see he's very clearly mentioning that is what the Holy Prophet has told us and that is what we are going to do. It is not about Israel, it is not about Europe, it's not about America, it is about anybody to everybody who's a non-believer, and the non-believers are called as kafirs. Now, I have given you the video evidence to prove what I am saying. Ji. What's the question?
KPD wants to know, after listening to the son of Hamas' views on Atman and Brahman and Shiva, it seems Vedant knowledge is the only way to de-radicalization. Your views, please. Har Har Mahadev.
Sir, मैं तो ये कहता हूँ, Sanatan and sustainability are synonyms. If the world has to sustain, there is not a direct talker or a believer than me. World has to become Sanatani. You have to become Sanatani is the only way of survival. Ecology and ecology on the same bread. Global warming and everything on the same bread. Who talks economy and ecology on the same bread except we? And we have been talking this for thousands of years. Which is the dharma which talks about how do you replenish the earth? Which is the faith which talks about soil, which worships water, which worships ice, which worships Mother Earth? Which dharma calls, there's no dharma, there's only Sanatan dharma, which panth or which sect calls Earth as Mother Earth and tells you that I have two mothers. One is my biological mother, and other mother is Mother Earth. So these beliefs are centuries old. World has to realize the power of Sanatana. Sometimes people ask me, Sumit ji, why is everybody ganging against the Hindus? I told them the power of Sanatan Dharma and the Hindutva is being felt by the whole world. That is why anybody to everybody is ganging against us, is ganging against the stable India, is ganging against the Prime Minister Modi. This is the only reason. And if you ask me, Prime Minister Modi is the tallest ambassador of Hindutva or Sanatan Dharma, what we have on the world stage. So him being a vegetarian, giving a Navaratri fast, being a brahmachari, all these things, they hate all this. They don't want these things to come. They don't want the power of it to come. Earth religion is always a threat to the two-man religions, or which we call the Abrahamic faiths.
Thank you so much, Sumitji. And viewers, we have to wind up today's program here because we will be back again doing the Hindi segment on Pakistan. A lot of new things that are coming up. So do join us for that. Sumitji, thank you so much. And I'm sorry about the confusion at the beginning. Please do like, share. No, it's all right. It's
entirely my mistake today. And on that note, I want to appeal, aap Pakistan ke liye zarur aaye, because we are giving you one or two sensational revelations about Pakistan. And I can bet you would have not heard them from anywhere. You are going to hear the first time from P Gurus. And now you will see tomorrow everybody will be talking about them. So please join in. And on that note, Namaskar, Pranam, Jai Hind, and Har 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 Mahadev.